Uh-oh. How much trouble am I in over all those bugs on the front bumper?
I got most of them all.
They're pretty bad, weren't they?
I should have probably sprayed them last time.
Good morning, Ruby. He even cleaned my windshield.
I did.
Yay, I could see out the front. I washed it with the washer fluid, and yeah, that was sort of a joke. It smeared the bugs nicely.
That's right. Yeah, I was impressed the amount of bugs that you collected on only a couple 100-mile drive.
Well, it was sort of, yeah.
Yeah, we did good.
It's a pleasant morning out there, 66 degrees on our way to the mid-80s again today. It's Thursday, and it's a little odd having a day off in the middle of the week, but we're back in action today on a regular school day. Johnny's got, I guess, 2 weeks from yesterday, if I understand things correctly. He gets out rather early because he's on local Wake Tech College schedule versus a standard Wake County schedule. They go a little bit later in May. At any point, no robotics today because it just ended sort of abruptly last week. I guess we just weren't paying attention to the calendar as far as when exams started. The high schoolers are having exams now, I believe. And once exams start, clubs don't meet, which makes sense, but was bad for us because we have our sumo bot competition coming up on May the 11th. So it'll just be a standard taekwondo evening, but no robotics today. You have a good day, buddy. I love you.
Love you too, Mom. Bye.
Bye. I'm headed home to work on videos. It took forever to get the files moved to where I could work for them, both for Dawn's stuff and for my stuff, the energy conference and the 50K bird park trip. So at midnight I was just totally exhausted and I had to get up at 5:30, so I went to bed. But hopefully I can stay awake when I get home, and that's what I'm going to be doing at the house today, is just trying to get that material up. I think I'll tackle the energy conference first because it should be a little easier and shorter to get out there. It's sunny, it's warm. I've been video editing for 3 going on 4 hours straight. I no nap today, and they're still not done. But I'm gonna take a break and go pick up Johnny and just relax for a few minutes because I've got myself wound up pretty tight trying to finish the editing. And then I'll work on it, finish it up when I come home. I'm late. There's a vehicle in front of me with an NC Clean Energy sticker. Looks like the NC Clean Tech logo. It's 85 out there, sunny, very few clouds in the sky, very pleasant afternoon, and traffic's okay going into Raleigh. I finished listening to my romantic murder suspense book. I don't know how else to classify it. It was good. I'm ready for the next one. The next one's not out yet. I'll have to pick another mom book to listen to when Johnny's out of the car. I'm keeping 2 books going all the time these days. One to listen to with Johnny and one that I, listen to on my own. And half the time, if he hears a snippet of my book, he wants to start listening to that too. Sometimes that works out and sometimes not. But I need something for when he's not in the car. Johnny and I are back home. It was a really hot ride down 401 back to Fuquay. The sun is at the perfect angle just to hit us in the face, and it's upper 80s out there, so it was pretty hot today. I put Ruby back in the garage because we won't leave until 6:45, and it's a hot outside. She'll stay way cooler if she's in the garage. My Wigelia over here looks gorgeous. I had meant to come out today and sit in Ruby with the camera pointed on it because the other night when I was filming Dawn in the driveway, I saw hummers getting nectar out of those trumpet-shaped flowers, and I thought I'd really like to try to get a few pictures and video of that. think today's a no-go, but maybe tomorrow. There's my sweet boy. Are you in a shady spot? That's not a lot of shade there. You want to come get some attention? You do? I got time for you. When I came in from school this afternoon, Dawn had up a Jack Ricard video. Yeah, and the title interested me. It said something about ODB-C 2 port for the Model 3, which we all know the Model 3 doesn't have an ODB-2 port.
That's right.
So tell me what was up with Jack in his video today.
Jack and his team have basically developed a cable so that you don't have to splice, cut anything. You basically pop off the cover on the back of the console on the Model 3, and there's a cable there. You unhook the cable from the little circuit board. You slide Jack's cable onto the circuit board, and then you plug the original Tesla cable into the other connector on Jack's cable.
So you put this thing in line.
You insert it in line, and it talks to a little ESP ESP 2100. Anyway, it talks to an Android compatible single board computer, and which has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And basically what it does is it grabs the ODB messages, the CAN messages that is flowing in the car. It changes them to general CAN messages that is recognized by a program called Torque, which is an application you buy for $5 for your Android phone. And that way Torque will display the data from the CAN bus in the Model 3 on the Torque dials. And this lets you monitor the temperature of the battery, the kilowatts, the torque, all these other different things, and use a program designed for ICE cars with the Model 3. The little Android computer has different software also that allows you to just rebroadcast those CAN messages unaltered. But this is a handy little thing that lets you, without geeking out as he calls it, be able to access the internals of the information on the CAN bus in the Model 3. The Model X and the Model S have a diagnostic port that you can plug into relatively easy and get that information, but there's nowhere on the Model 3 that anybody has come up with. This is the best location so far.
Excuse me.
Have found. And he adds the cable for the cars built before January of this year, and he's ordered 100 cables for cars built after January, because apparently this cable changed in January.
Huh. Neat. That is pretty neat. That is neat. So I spent a little bit of time looking at the charging record in TeslaFi for yesterday afternoon, evening stop in Rocky Mount, okay, on the trip to Scotland, Neck and back. And the thing that surprised me was that we were parked and supercharging for an hour and 56 minutes. Now, I know that when the battery is pretty empty, okay, low state of charge, that it gets a higher charging rate and fills up pretty quick.
Yep.
And I know that when it gets pretty full, like close to 100%, that it slows down really slow while it wants to do some battery management kind of stuff. And we were in that position there at the end where it actually says I was at 100%, but I don't know if I was or I wasn't. I think it was in the balancing when I decided to pull it and leave because we were done.
That's what it looks like.
But it was really convenient that we were eating dinner and we ate Outback, and it was a slow dinner. It was a casual, you know, nice sit down meal. And we were actually in there for 2 hours. Michelle, you know, we have dessert.
Yeah,
and yeah, with kids too. But plus they were really busy even for Wednesday night.
Right.
That meal took 2 hours, and that Ruby charged the whole time because she was doing the balancing. So I thought that was interesting. You know, we only needed to stay for 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm sure that was accurate, and we could have used the restroom, gotten a drink, and been on down the road if we had wanted to. But we wanted to eat. It was time to eat with the kids. Everyone was hungry. We had decided we would eat I thought we were going to go to Texas Steakhouse Saloon. We chose Outback instead because we all love Outback. And, you know, so it worked out fine. But that was like, God, we were at the supercharger for 2 hours, really? Well, yeah, kind of, really we were. But remember, we didn't have to be.
Right.
I only singed a few onions. The steak and the broccoli came out okay. And we're late, as usual, and hustling to get Johnny up to Taekwondo. Have fun, bud. Well, the unofficial event with the shiny Digletts ended in Pokemon Go. So I've been out here playing while Johnny's been at his Taekwondo class. But I'm not, you know, there's lots of things that could be shiny, but not anything in particular right now, I guess. So anyway, I'm about ready to go get Johnny. It was a slow day today. Only 96.6 miles.